With economic growth still struggling and inflation surging amid volatile operating environment, the latest hike in interest rates by the Central Bank of Nigeria has been greeted with criticism as the Monetary Policy Committee of the Apex Bank raised its benchmark interest rates from 17.5% to 18%. This indicates that the cost of funding businesses in the country is set to go higher as the MPR sets the tone of lending rates by commercial banks to their customers, many of whom are manufacturers and other business owners. However, concerns about the ripple effects of this decision and its implication for the manufacturing sector that is visibly struggling to survive the numerous strangulating financial and monetary policy measures and reforms. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria says the development is not business-friendly and will hinder the sector's economic recovery and performance amid the devastating effects of the current cash crunch and high energy costs due to fuel scarcity. Well, let's make more sense of all of this and understand what the rate hikes meant and of course, other macroeconomic headwinds bedeviling us as a country. I'm being joined again via Zoom by Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, who is the Deputy President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thank you so much, Mr. Idahosa. It's good to see you this Friday afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Yes, first it was inflation rate, more on the higher side, from 21.82% to 21.91%. As if that is not enough, the central bank is saying we'll keep defending these inflation figures with hiking monetary policy rate. What do you make of 18%, where we stand at the moment? We're talking about the MPR's decision after the MPC meeting.
Well, the central bank's position and the opening statement summarizes what is actually going on. If you have inflation continuously moving up and you want to use your MPR as part of the instruments of fighting it, then you really don't have any options but to keep moving the MPR up in the hope that that will slow down the inflation by attracting a lot of liquidity out of the markets. That's essentially the classic monetary policy response to inflation, to rising inflation. Now we have seen it from the Fed in the US to the Bank of England. Everybody is hiking interest rates to fight inflation. So we are following the classic, if you like, monetary policy response. But that have some underlying assumptions that you have an economy that has that liquidity to respond to the increase in interest rates. But if you have an economy where the overwhelming majority, we say about 99% of the Nigerian economy, people in the economy do not have liquidity to respond to when you increase interest rates. When you increase interest rates, you expect people to have liquidity to now say, let me invest because interest rates have gone up. Let me put money in fixed deposits rather than spend it. Let me buy treasury bills because the rates are going up. Let me put more money in money market because the rate is becoming more attractive. MPR has gone to 18. But the vast majority of Nigerians are not in that position. They do not even have enough to live, to meet their very basic needs. So they are not able to respond to that kind of incentive that is being offered by CBN to now start saving because interest is higher. So that is the dilemma of a central bank, a country like Nigeria, trying to behave like a central bank in America or Europe or other advanced economy. The classic economic theory says you should do the same thing. But if the underlying economy of the countries are not the same, then you don't expect to get the same result. So that has been the dilemma that central bank is continues to deal with. Because we are on one side increasing the cost of production by increasing interest rates. On the other side, we are not increasing deposits because people, the Nigerian people as a whole, do not have any surplus income to take to the bank or buy financial market instruments because interest rate is now 18%. If I put 1 million at 18%, I will make a lot more money. If I don't have any million at all, in fact, I don't have money to feed. So how do I respond to that incentive to save? So that's the essential classic dilemma that governor of the central bank is dealing with. But nonetheless, he believes we still need to do what the book says you should do. When you have inflation, it's continuously rising, you have to increase your NPR. So that's where we are. So critics are right to say, why are you doing it? But central bank does not seem to have many options, to address the rising inflation.
But some say this inflation we face at the moment is a supply side kind of inflation. That's also on one side. In recent times, we've also seen a little bit of stability in the foreign exchange market. It's been hovering between 740 naira, 750 naira, 745 naira, and all of this. So many believe that all of this should impact the figures we are getting from the NBS. Tell us how it's been for business people like you, what's been playing out with regards to FX, and of course, we could also talk about the crunch, the Naira crunch. How's it affected business in its totality?
Well, it has had very, very adverse effects. A lot of manufacturers cannot get the kind of raw materials or spare parts or new machinery that they need. And so what you find is manufacturers, irregular importers are all reducing capacity. They are reducing capacity to the reality of available foreign currency. And that is why you see what I have described as seeming stability in the foreign currency market. If you know that the foreign currency is just not there, even if you throw money at the foreign currency market, and you go to whether it is CBN, whether it's other sources of foreign currency, you have the money in your pocket, you put it on the table. And the foreign currency seller says, I just don't have money to sell to you. So we're now having a reality check. Don't increase your demand for foreign currency because the foreign currency is out there. So from basic consumer consumption of foreign currency, like traveling, when people want to travel and want to take out $5,000, $10,000 for holidays, everybody is doing their reality check. If you have to travel, you have to make do with much less foreign currency. It means where Nigerians generally are spending less money on shopping when they go abroad. If they can afford it, they are spending less money on anything that has to do with foreign currency. So that is why we are seeing a little bit of moderation in foreign currency. The hardship that's affecting business has not reduced. Most businesses that need foreign currency are suffering as much as they used to suffer. But because they don't have access to foreign currency, you cannot just, the foreign currency market was supposed to be an auction where you put more money into the market and then the price goes up, but you get the currency. But if you throw more money into the auction market now for foreign currency and no foreign currency shows up, then why should you keep pushing the price when you know there's no currency there? It could be what you might say we are self-correcting to a new lifestyle where we'll be consuming less foreign currency. Because all the things that make us consume foreign currency, we can no longer afford. So we are adjusting to the reality of life in many ways. From routine going out for medical check, which are common middle class used to take for granted, a lot of people are now doing their medical checks in Nigeria. So you have all of that self-discipline, if you like, of accepting the reality and gradually reducing some of the pressure on the demand for foreign currency.
So with all of these challenges we face, many would say that the instrumentality of a monetary side seems not to be enough to address this challenge. We need the fiscal side, agricultural space, all of the other big support from the fiscal side to augment what the monetary side is doing. Do you think that is also something that we should look at the moment?
There has been no doubt that that is what we need to do. And from time to time, we need to remind ourselves that the central bank of any country, not just the Nigerian central bank, does not have a factory where it produces dollars to give to whoever wants dollars. It's the economy that generates products and services and exports them, and then country earns foreign currency, which the central bank is just a custodian